This speech will be over why we should adopt from shelters and professional breeders instead of backyard breeders. Adopting from a shelter or a professional breeder can be a great way to give a cat, dog, or any other animal a loving home. Some people may not know what backyard breeding is and how negative the effects of it can be. So I will answer the question, what is backyard breeding? Backyard breeding is where breeders will oftentimes overbreed animals to be able to make money and profit, and they're very unethical in their methods, and most of the time these animals will suffer from starvation and may even have behavior problems due to abuse and neglect. And the animals are bred until they no longer can breed, and most of the time are often discarded, either by being killed off or just dumped somewhere. Backyard breeding is very ethically wrong and should not be supported whatsoever. There are lots of other ways to properly adopt animals. Going to local shelters can be a great way to give a cat or a dog a great home. Even going to pet stores and professional breeders that know what they're doing, make sure that the animals are taken well care of, don't have any behavioral or health issues, can also be very great ways to purchase an animal, especially if you want a purebred. I know a lot of people want purebreds. You can get purebreds from breeders. Yes, they do cost more, but it can be a great way to ensure most of those breeders, if you do your research, know that the animals are healthy and have no issues mentally or behaviorally. Another way that can also put an end to backyard breeders is be an advocate for the end of backyard breeding. You can call your legislators, post flyers for maybe warning other people about backyard breeding, talk about backyard breeding, inform others to avoid it as much as possible. If you wish to adopt responsibly from a shelter, even a pet store, and professional breeders, you can potentially save an animal's life from a shelter. Shelters are great to get animals out so they can put more animals in that need a loving home as well. Also, adopting from shelters typically is a lot cheaper than buying from breeders and buying from possibly even backyard breeding situations. Adopting from a responsible breeder can ensure that the animal has no behavioral issues and has been properly cared for. And also, adopting from shelters is a great way to find the perfect animal that matches your personality, activity level, and different things like that. There are way more benefits to adopting from shelters and professional breeders and even pet stores than adopting from backyard breeders. And animals should always be adopted from shelters and safe breeders instead of puppy mills. I would always persuade people to buy from breeders or adopt from shelters. They're just way more ethically and morally right, and are a great way to give wonderful animals an amazing home.